Welcome back to my channel. In today's video we will be talking about why it is okay for people to talk so negatively about coily hair, and the clips about this topic I found on TikTok from the creator T Natural Coils.
As much as I like TikTok, as much as I like the community that I've been able to build on here, I'm so sick and tired of being inundated with so many videos of people with my hair texture bashing it, and sometimes people without my hair texture bashing it. I think a lot of times y'all get on here, y'all vent about your hair and just come up with these like grandiose generalized statements about. For example, I saw a video and of course it had a bunch of views, a bunch of likes, because the Clock app loves pushing the most negative, hateful content. And it's this girl, she's sitting in her car, she's got braids in, box braids in, and she's like, 4C hair is the hardest, most toughest hair to manage, and just like going off and off and off. And it's like, I had to say I'm not interested, and I always say I'm not interested in those types of videos, and I keep getting recommended them. So before y'all say, oh, that's your algorithm, I am a natural content creator. TikTok pushes me things about natural hair, so it's bound to show up even if I'm saying I'm not interested in that type of content. But I don't think I'll realize that other people look at these videos. So when you come on here and you make grandiose statements about, oh, 4C hair is the worst, 4C hair is the most horrible type of hair you could possibly have, like, other people are saying that and they weaponize that kind of language. I've had people in my comments who are not black saying things like that, and it's like, it's very disrespectful. I think it's disrespectful when you do it and you have the hair type, if I'm being completely honest. I'm so sick of that rhetoric. We have the most versatile hair. Y'all always start with the negatives. It's the hardest, it's the coiliest, which, it being the curliest, coiliest, whatever, I don't think that's a negative thing. I think that's weird that people use that as a negative, like with a negative connotation. What is wrong with something being extremely curly? Second, it being difficult to manage is because y'all don't know how to do it. I spend the same amount of on my 4C hair as someone with 4A hair, 4B hair, 3C hair, because I know how to take care of my hair. I'm like really sick of this rhetoric. I know it's never gonna go away because y'all just have so much self-hate and disrespect towards this hair type that is the most versatile hair type. No other hair type can be this curly and also get straight. No other hair type can defy gravity as easily as ours does. No other hair type can you do every single hairstyle known to man with ease. And what bothers me is like nothing is stopping anyone from getting a relaxer, getting braids, wearing wigs. So why is it that you have to come on here and slander a hair type that you don't even wear? You never even let it see the sun, and yet you come on here to slander it. What is the point in that? I don't think they think about this, but when you come on here and you talk about something that you dislike that other people have in a way that generalizes it to every single person who has that hair type, you are being disrespectful to all the people who wear and rock their 4C hair. Because if you think all these negative things about the same head of hair that a bunch of other people have, you are criticizing and saying negative things about a hair type that so many black women have. What is the point of that?
So the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that a lot of these people with coily hair who will bash the texture of their hair and what it cannot do, how hard it is to manage, are not actually doing anything about their hair. If you say that your hair is so hard to manage, then you have two options. The first one is try and learn how to take care of your hair. Watch videos of people with your texture to better understand what products to use, how to use them, what tools to use and how to use them, how to style it. But if you do not want to do that, then as she shared, relax it. Shave it off, keep it short. Why are you complaining so much when you have options? Go and put texturizer in your hair, get a silk press, and stick with the silk press until the end of time. Why are you pretending as if you are shackled and are only allowed to have coily hair? What benefits are you getting from posting a video or commenting about yourself hating your hair on other people's videos? Because all that's doing is continuing the hate train that our hair gets, not only from other black people, but from other races as well. So now that you have made a video crying about your hair not being silky smooth or looking like beach waves, and now that you have commented on someone's page that your 4C hair could never, What have you accomplished other than teaching those with looser textures that it's okay to look down on your texture because you do too? You are teaching these people that it's okay to hate our texture and they should feel blessed with theirs because they will never experience the horrors of having coily hair. Where do you think a lot of these people who say they have good hair get their confidence from? They get it from women who constantly talk badly about their own hair. My hair is not done when it's in this natural state. I only look presentable when I have a wig on. I cannot go to an event without getting a silk press. I look like a man if I let my hair shrink. When you share those thoughts online, of course those who do not have your hair will start to feel a sense of pride just because of that, because you constantly put their hair on a pedestal and you make them comfortable enough to think they can speak like you about coily hair. It's also very annoying when they speak for all women with coily hair, as the creator said. So if you are struggling because you refuse to learn how to properly take care of your hair, then stop saying 4C hair is hard to manage and say your head is hard because you are not putting in the effort to learn about it. If you avoid your hair at all costs, why are you shocked when you finally take those braids down or that wig off and your hair is stiff and dry, and then you will record yourself crying about it not working with you or not doing what you wanted to do, knowing very well that you are not doing anything to combat whatever problems you are complaining about.
Getting on the internet to complain about having type 4 hair is not a novel concept. Like, the amount of videos of people complaining about type 4 hair completely dwarf the amount of videos of people talking positively about it. I don't know why, but I've seen this new trend of people getting on here and starting their videos where they're complaining about having type 4 hair, typically 4C. They start their video by saying something like, I don't know why no one is saying this, but insert negative thing about having type 4 hair. I just saw a video yesterday that just absolutely perplexed me, and I'm always saying I'm not interested, y'all, so please refrain from leaving those comments. I'm a natural content creator. I look at a lot of natural hair videos. They're bound to come up no matter how many times I tell the clock app that I'm not interested in this type of content. And in this video in particular, she said something along the lines of like, she can't show up, or she's saying people with type 4 hair can't show up to a casting call with their hair just wet and air dried. And then said that every other hair type can do that. I think it's really interesting that y'all make these like wild general statements. Have y'all seen a curly girl's routine? They dip their hair in bowls. They apply gel, they apply mousse. Some of them individually finger coil each section of their hair just to get the results that they want. They're scrunching their hair for hours, diffusing for hours to get the result they want. Even people with the straightest type hair, which I guess would be 1A, they're not just wetting their hair and then going out into the world. They're blow drying it. Think about like if you've ever seen someone whose hair has just been wet and then they get out of, let's say, a pool and their hair dries. That is not the result that most people are looking for, and that's not the result that most people end up with, because a lot of us are trying to fit a certain societal image, especially as women. We all have beauty standards. Now, their beauty standards for their hair may be different from ours, but you can absolutely, as someone with natural hair, someone with type 4 hair, wash your hair and leave the shower and go somewhere with your hair like that. There is nothing stopping you from doing it except societal standards around natural hair. And that is something everyone has. The curly girlies, look at their pages, go just look up curly hair content. They are not just wetting their hair and leaving. Because if they do that, they're going to have a bunch of frizz that a lot of girls with curly hair do not want. They're going to, some of them who have extremely thick hair, in terms of density, they're going to look like they have a lion's mane, which I love that look because I feel like that's a beauty standard for type 4 hair, but it's not a beauty standard for curly hair. Every hair type has their struggles. For girls with wavy hair, it's the fact that they want their hair to look curly. A lot of them do. That's why y'all get on the internet and make fun of them for dipping their hair in bowls and scrunching and finger coiling, and y'all tell them their hair isn't curly because they're doing all this work to achieve the curls. That's work. That is a struggle that some people have. Struggles that natural hair girlies have a lot of times are in reference to our preferences for what we want our hair to look like, and has absolutely nothing to do with the actual amount of work needed for our hair. So I just wanted to say this because I feel like this type of content is becoming a trend again, and I'm hoping that I can nip it in the bud. If you're struggling with the way that you want your hair to look, that's completely different from what your hair can do. Those are two separate things, and it's completely separate from things that you have to do your hair to make it long, to make it presentable the way you want it to be presentable. Those are two separate things. And I just feel like we need to calm down and realize that when we get on the internet and we just make general statements about type 4 hair that aren't true, like, know that it's not just us watching that content. There's also young girls who are looking at that content and they may not even feel a certain way about their hair yet. And you've just put it in their mind that they should worry about these struggles that are entirely invented and a lot of times illusory, because they're not even actual struggles that we have to have.
And on top of that, wishing that you had somebody else's hair because you think their hair is easier is not helping you as well, because those people also have their own routines. Everybody has a routine. I've shared this before in many of my other videos. Every single woman who wants to achieve a certain length has to have a routine to take care of their hair, regardless of your texture and of your race. I've seen comments of people saying, I wish I could just get, Indian hair. Have you seen what Indian women do to their hair? They have scalp massages every day, minimum once a week. They mix all these oils, add onto their hair all these herbs, and then they braid their hair. As the creator said, women with curly hair, finger coil as well. Have you guys seen those videos with the Skylar hair products? I think it's a Brazilian hair brand. You see the routines they do with all those products. We all have routines if we want to achieve certain length. It's not just coily hair that has to do this and has to do that. Everybody has to do something if they want their hair to look a certain way. And to add on to the point she made about young black women watching these videos, a lot of naturals are fighting people making those types of videos because we do not want these young girls, these young women to have to feel or think that there is something wrong with their God-given hair. The same way we are teaching young women that dark skin is beautiful and there is nothing wrong with it, the same way we are trying to teach young girls that being black is not this horrible thing or it's a sin. We should be doing that with natural hair as well. We are trying to change this mindset that has been instilled in a lot of women, that in order for them to be beautiful, they have to fry their hair, they have to have looser textures. We are trying to create an environment where young black girls with coily hair can grow up and not think twice about wearing their natural hair out. And one final thing is, I've noticed that whenever people have conversations around natural hair, encouraging people to wear their natural hair, tackling videos like the ones that the creator said people talk about how they hate their hair, there's always going to be that one person who says there's bigger problems in this world. Then you go and talk about those bigger problems. We want to talk about natural hair and the issues that we have as black women. And so I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section about this conversation, whether or not you think it's a trend that people are talking about coily hair in a negative light, if you think that it is normalized, or if you don't think it's normalized. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.